Hi, and welcome to another episode of Single Black Female. I'm your host, Lolly Marcelin.
I'm also your host, Angelita Shevins.
We are excited to have you here with this very early beginning of the fall season.
Yes.
In New England, we have trees dropping or leaves dropping. We have
foliage change.
Yeah, foliage change.
It's so pretty.
So we're excited. So Angie will begin with the disclaimer.
Okay, so disclaimer is, this podcast is about our experience living in the New England region and dating in the New England region. So it's just a conversation. Again, it's more so therapeutic. Mm-hmm. Thank you, everyone, for your feedback. Please, guys, start
liking, subscribing.
Yes, liking and subscribing, and then interacting. We're trying to get our podcast within people's algorithm, and just kind of upping our viewership. So please don't take what we say in offense if it doesn't apply to you. It doesn't apply, but we still would love for your engagement. So thumbs up, hearts, whatever. Share it with your friends. Share it on your social media feeds. Support us in this, us trying to have some agency in just our experiences in New England.
For sure, absolutely. Our goal is to have women in New England brought together, women of color and minority.
Right.
We are a true minority in New England. We just want to open engagement, so we have an open forum to be us.
Yes.
So I'm going to kick this off with Lost. Now, we normally hear Lost and we're thinking, okay, I'm lost or I lost something, but something. But I am actually talking about lost of identity for Black men. Now, we had an episode that talked a little bit about identity before.
Yeah,
but
keep circling back.
But mm-hmm. This term of loss, as it relates to it, I'm going to give you a hardcore scenario that happened to me 2 weeks ago. I was at Walmart. Look at my fabulous self, because I go to Walmart dressed up. Okay? You never know who you're going to meet. I'm on the hunt for a husband. Facts. Okay? So anyway, I'm in Walmart. I see this African-American guy. He's with a group of guys. Mm-hmm. They were outside. They might have just went shopping or whatever. And I walked by and they didn't say a word to me. Not a problem. They looked, but didn't say a word. No big deal. And so I do my shopping. I noticed because, it's Walmart. So I'm in the meat section. All of a sudden, these guys are in the meat section. There were a number of non-Black women there. So Caucasian, Hispanic women there. In pajamas, literally here and I did bonnets, this type of thing. And I'm in the Walmart in Northborough, not Worcester, not Grafton, you know what I mean? Northborough. Okay. So in there shopping and everything, and the guys circle the aisles a little bit, and they all are looking at me, but they don't say anything, but they are looking at the other women too, right? Everybody has their own type. But I finally get to the aisle. The women are behind me. It was packed in Walmart that day. I know we were boycotting Walmart, but I literally had to get cat litter, and cat litter was the cheapest at Walmart, just saying. So anyway, the long short is that I'm in line. The group of women who I saw looked like they were all together too. They were in line behind me, and the guys, maybe 4 or 5 of them who I saw when I first came into the store, they were 6 people behind. There's a lot of people in line. And I mean, even the checkouts were full. The self-checkout was full. And I was in the pay line, and so it was all of us. So in any case, one of the guys, Black guy, Walmart plays all types of music, so Walmart has this rock song on. So before that, Walmart had played Mariah Carey. Walmart had played some urban music. You know how Walmart do, but then he hit this Miley Cyrus song. So I see this African American guy now finally dancing to it. All his boys dancing to it, and these men they were pretty, maybe between the 35, 40. Maybe I won't even say 35, but I'll probably say 28 to 35, like that.
I'm trying to see where you're going.
You're going to see where I'm going.
Okay.
So the long short on this is that one of the guys comes way to the front, because now I'm at the front, and one of the Hispanic chicks who had the bonnet on her hair, bunny slides, no joke, and goes up to her and says, "You are so beautiful," and then looks at me. Okay. Why am I going to say, and why am I using this as a reference as loss of identity? There were two situations here that had to be recognized. One, it was music of people of color that were being played, and they didn't even move. They heard rock music and they were dancing. I'm not saying you can have your choice of music. What I am saying is that there's something to question in a society where all cultures listen to black music. That's why they dress like us. And none of that music moved you, but as soon as you saw or heard rock music, then it was your jam. But it wasn't just that. It was also the fact that this person came way up to the front, right next to me. It's one thing you would talk to any woman you want. It's another thing when you talk to a woman in a bonnet with bunny slides, and you look at the woman that's dressed to the nine, and you tell the other woman she's so beautiful, but then you look at me. That's not a hit on me, bro. That's you, bro. Because there's two things of loss of identity that I'm finding in New England. One, that black men do not understand what it is to be a black man. And I hate to say it as powerful as I do, but it's coming from my soul. That irritated me because I said to myself, again, what is it about self that you refuse to embrace and recognize? That was the first thing. The second thing was that he felt the need to show everyone in Walmart that he was going to go up to the woman who looked the worst with the, I guess it was, "I don't care how you look, I find beauty in you." But I'm going to give you a double-edged sword on that, friends. Because y'all and I both know that a man looks at a woman aesthetically first. And if a woman seems to be aesthetically out of his league, then he will find some way to break her. And if you're an African-American woman, they try to step it up. And that was his step it up game. I don't know a brother, I don't even know a Dusty who does that. I don't. And mind you, I don't have Dusties, but I know Dusty men, right? Because I see them out, I see how they roll, and not even a Dusty man would do that. A man who's intentionally trying to do something negatively or make you feel some kind of way or try to break you down because they feel like they cannot come up to your level does that. The other thing is, why are you looking at me for?
Yeah, make your comment. Be attracted to who you're attracted to.
You made your choice.
Yeah.
Like we always say, you made your choice. You came in here with that. So you thought looking at me was going to make me feel some way, and then I pulled out a couple of hundred and paid for mine, and she pulled out EBT. Just saying. And that's real talk.
I'm not tapping her up. Nothing.
She's not tapping me up about that. She just tapping me about a fact of the matter is
that it didn't affect you.
It didn't affect me. So that's where I'm going with this. I find in New England specifically, I'm not going to talk about the DMV because y'all know if y'all lived, stayed, partied in the DMV, you could come outside and a brother go and be like, "Let me tell you about you, ma." And I've been to Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Texas whole bound, Houston, Dallas. I've been around Arizona, and I've had men of my color and shade and lighter and darker talk to me. But in New England, they purposely don't.
All right, can I get in?
I had my 3 minutes.
You know, Lolly, I'm 100% going to affirm you. I believe 100% that it went down the way that it went down with you, because there is something about a large portion of the black men in New England that are not comfortable. And again, it goes back to so many conversations that we've been having about identity, about being authentic to them, and some being grounded and being in a space of even just knowing themselves.
Being in a space to even know.
And it's I completely understand, and I feel you on that, and that's all I really can say is that I would say I get more appreciation and compliments from Caucasian men when I am out.
That's big facts.
And women.
And
funny,
women.
Caucasian women too. So it's there's this, and I forget.
I think it's
the
embarrassment.
concept. It is. I feel maybe it's this whole need or feeling like they need to assimilate. And it's, what is it? Someone has said to me, and it's a term like the proximity to power.
Yeah.
And in New England and in much of the United States of America, white is right or light is right, colorism, all these different things. So there are many blacks who have this mentality that other is better, and as as to kind of gain acceptance in you said Northborough is very much Caucasian.
It is
very much white. You're at a super Walmart in Northborough, so I can assume a lot of things about this black gentleman. Probably went to school where he was one of few, and therefore for him to gain acceptance, so he thought, because a lot of times it's things that we've put in our head, that so he could disassociate from maybe the other few blacks that are around. His thing is to love white music or so-called white music or rock and roll. Now, we're very eclectic.
We're very eclectic.
We like all types of music, but it's when you are just specifically showing a like for a certain type of music
and a disdain for yourself.
So yes, there are a lot of people that are lost here, and I tell my daughters as an educator, and I will say this to all parents, the most important education and investment you can have or give into your children or rearing into your children is getting them grounded in who they are and in their identity. Because that will allow them to show up to the things that are already just naturally and innately in them, will foster and grow, and that's how leaders and innovators will come about. It will never be the people who are trying to assimilate and trying to fit in and trying to gain acceptance for what they think may be the right thing. It's unfortunate, but there are a lot of people who are still lost or still finding their way. We hope that he will. But that was real kind of coy of him to sit there, come all the way up, give that woman a compliment, then look at you.
and I'll end on this note so we can go to the next word. How do you get lost in a society that makes you clear that you're just a speck in it? That when you walk outside your house, it's clear that you're seen. Think about that.
Yeah.
How do you get lost in a society?
Some people don't want to be seen.
I do.
Lolly wants to be seen.
Absolutely.
For who you are, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's everyone's soul. Truly, everyone's soul. That is the desire of everyone, is to want to be truly seen and
stand in your truth.
Listen, and stand in your truth. It's the same thing, grounded and being authentic. It all goes back to just living truthfully as who you are.
Exactly.
So our next, it's not a word, but it's more so a phrase. Can't give it away. And I'll kick it off, since you kicked off.
I got something to say about it.
All right. So I have my paternal grandmother, so my father's mom, who is 87 years old. She is a world traveler. Her education, she never went past the 3rd grade education, was kind of orphaned, very young, so was literally like out, in the streets of Jamaica, having to figure out stuff on her own. And so with all that, she became very witty. She tells me of a prayer that she prayed, probably maybe around 5-6 years old, which was, God, just give me wisdom and take care of me. Because she knew she wasn't going to be able to go through the education system or whatever. And I believe that prayer was answered wholeheartedly. She has lived and continues to live a very full life. She's traveled to 6 of the 7 continents, and just so many different countries. She's just that person. She had lived in London, had several businesses and properties and things like that, or whatever the case is. I give you this background to just give you the fact that when she speaks to me about life, I tend to listen a lot. And so, my grandmother wants me to live a full life. And so, again, I've been single for a very long time. And so she's often encouraged me. She was like, you're going to just wither away. And she's very direct and, grew up as a church woman, all this stuff. But then she's like, Ann, she calls me Ann. And she's like, you need to be having some sexual relations. You're just going to dry up, get old, and by the time you look like you waste away your youth type thing. So, and I tell her, Grandma, I absolutely agree. And even though I've never come across any women, like the women in my circle, the women in my circle are women that I don't know of any of them who have been able to just give it away. I know so many women who've been single for a very long time, and they are deeply desiring that physical, sexual, intimate connection and relationship. But we all have this conversation that's like, okay, like, it's almost like you be trying to coach somebody. Like, you meet a man, and it's like you trying to coach him so you can give it up.
Right.
And it's just like, you just can't. So and we've come across so many different people and so many different women that is like, you be trying to give it away. And that's what I tell my grandma. I'm like, Grandma, it's not a lack of me trying. And to the point where sometimes you find yourself maybe circling back to somebody who is maybe somewhat just like consciously you've been able to connect on a mental level or something where at one point you were comfortable with, even though you know that they may not be aligned with you, but you want to maybe circle in that back because listen, I told you this. So when I had that long drought, I literally, guys, and I don't know the science to this, if there are any medical folks out there, but my body was locking up. I felt like I was becoming arthritic. And, I took care of it.
Because her belief is that, but you had also had trauma before that, right? So her belief definitely was, I'm not willing to leave this earth without getting something.
Right.
And getting something good.
Right.
Okay. So can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Because the reason why we ain't out here just trying to give it away.
Right. We don't want community pain.
We don't want community pee. We also feel like myself, I've been celibate for 7 years. Now the first 4 were 100% intentional. I was going through a divorce. The last 3 have not been intentional. They've just been happenstance because I've dated or been on dates. I haven't even been able to really date someone because as the more I'm getting to open up and become more relaxed with them, the more I'm starting to see that they're not making me relaxed enough to trust my body with them, let alone my mental state, but my body. And if I've been waiting 7 years to make love, I do not just want to get hit up. I'm sorry. I don't. Even if it's not real love, I'd rather have that pretense and love and commitment, right? That made me feel satisfied with someone who at least I felt like they actually had my best interest at heart, you know? But I'm not meeting that type of man. I'm meeting pretenders. I'm meeting men who, yes, aesthetically they see something. Then I tell them up front, I've been celibate. I'm not gonna hide I've been celibate because I don't want to play games with you. I'm not Netflixing and chilling with your ass. It's not happening unless we're in a relationship. So I try to be as upfront. And again, I'm 51. I don't want to play games with you if I don't have to. I want to be intimate. I'm not giving it away to just any dude who don't have his own place, who haven't moved out of place and who knows how long, who is not focused and motivated, who doesn't want anything. I'm not willing to do that. Now, I will say that my heart is between my legs, like a lot of women are.
Yeah.
A lot of successful women, it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are that way, okay? And we have to get to a point to be like, okay, fine, I need to let one off. I need to let one off.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm going to let one off, bro, you got to be coming with you listen, if you don't call me after that, I might be hurt. But I'm hurt because it was good and I want it again. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not hurt because we couldn't have this relationship. I'm hurt because, damn, I have been waiting on, and it was good.
Yeah. Yeah. You just want someone who... and it's, because I'm thinking about this too, it's almost like, for me, I'm big on energy, and listen, if you get to that space with me, I'm thinking, sexual energy is creative energy.
It is. Sexual energy is creative.
It's creative energy.
Absolutely.
And so, if you are with someone who is at a dead stop, right? If you meet these men and they're at a dead stop, they have so much negative energy with them. For me, my belief is when you interact sexually, you're just creating more negative energy.
And you're transferring that energy.
Right. And stuff, to me, life is already very challenging that, that's not what I want. And so my grandmother, who, maybe in a few years I'll get there, but she's kind of like, sometimes you just need to do what you need to do.
Yeah.
But and maybe that's coming from her full life of experience. But even in my circle and with my girlfriends, there are many of them. And again, fellas, beautiful women. Like, if you see me with them, they're full women. They're have many layers and are looking for love and are looking for commitment, are looking for, someone who also has that good positive energy and will have their best interests at heart. And I feel like even, say, if you are looking for somewhat of a situationship, it's just having some decency with that person. So someone you can even have conversation about everything, and know that, like, at the core, that this is a person who's kind and decent or whatever.
At the core.
Mm-hmm. And it's hard. It has been challenging to find men who are, decent.
In New England.
In New England.
In New England.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's move it along to something that's maybe less relationship based, and then talk about boundary spanners, right? I don't know if we talked about this before. I think we kind of mentioned it in the first episode when we were talking about just being able to be in different situations and going to different environments. But I just was thinking about this, that sometimes I feel like I am put in a box. Sometimes in a box with, like, the social, in even maybe a social setting, a box in a professional setting, a box in people who may think they know you. They want to just put you in a specific box, but there are so many different aspects to you. There are so many different environments in which you interact. Like you are heavy in the technology space and the technology environment. Now, I am not big on that, but I recognize and know that about you. So I know that, you know what I mean? So I leave room for you to kind of explore that, talk to me about that, and I'm even, because I haven't said this to you as of yet, but bring me into that too. Right. You know what I mean? But just being able to be a boundary spanner, and where I want to explore different things in different parts of life and different spaces in life, and just coming across people, friends, family who are just what do you call it? They're just very linear and limited, and I don't know. I just want a full life. I wanna do different traveling experiences, and I just want to go far.
Yeah. We just want to go far.
Yeah.
Boundary standards. Because I was trying to see, like, let me not hear we coming with it. I'll tell you what I find in New England. I find people who pigeonhole themselves because they're too afraid to open up their network of friend, community, and family in order to find out about outside boundaries. And I don't know if it's the climate. I don't know if it's internal fear of change because we don't know what the other side looks like. But it's critical for me. I'm a Sagittarius. It's absolutely imperative to be pushed to a limit. When I met Angie, I felt automatically an attraction to expansion. One, you're an educator. I knew you were smart. The first conversation we had at a bar, and we were having a great time, and it was very little interaction, but there was a kinship there. And then the next day we went out, and but brain expansion. I said, I got to gravitate to her because she's going to push my boundaries. Yes, I have a tech background. An educational core background, I don't. You do. Not that that's a major all in all, but it helps you understand geographics, culture, society changes, genetics, biology, things that I want to push myself to learn more about. Critical, right? So Angie probably would normally, me and her may have not even met in other circles because I work isolated. She works in educating difficult children. Like, our brains are done at the end of the day, and yet we met and gravitated, and we've just grown closer day by day. We were willing to push our boundary expansion.
And we were open.
Being open. And we were being open.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm now at a point where I need this boundary pushed even more. And for me and Angie, we need men and women at much higher levels to do that, who are willing to bring us into the fold.
Yeah.
You, the minority woman in New England, need people of power, women of influence to bring you into the fold. Because we can try our best to try to solve this on our own, but we don't have the brain expansion because we don't have the experience, the exposure to be able to do that. I am not attracted, and I don't want to bring this back to men, but I've met a lot of men who don't have brain expansion here. The boundary, the most to them is if you say to them, I'm a hot pot girl, love hot pot. If you say, Lolly, do hot pot, and I never even did hot pot before I came here. My niece introduced me to it, and I've been addicted to it ever since. I was like, soup? Why would I do soup? I got soup at home. Okay, until I had hot pot soup, I was like, oh,
hot pot, delicious.
So, but she expanded my brain on that because she lived in New England, right? It was a New England thing as far as we were concerned. And we need men who also are not threatened by the fact that we want to push the boundaries.
And have pushed the boundaries. And that's what it is. There's this craven desire.
It's a craven desire.
You said it. And so if there are folks out there, we're humble enough to recognize, I'm humble enough to know that there's so much about this world and life, Lolly too, that we do not know, but we have this deep craving and desire. And I think there are many Black women in New England that have this deep crave and desire for more and for wanting to see all of the things that are out there that we may have not been exposed to. So I guess processing, you're listening, we're looking for mentors. Yeah. Right? And then another thing I wanted to say about boundary spanners, because I feel like, and being able and desiring to want to do more, I think too that people feel that once they hit a certain age, that life is done or over and that this is it. Like they become disappointed in the dreams that may have been long deferred, or the dreams that did not come to fruition, or the broken relationships that didn't work. You know, they had a idea of what they wanted life to be like, and here they find themselves in their 50s, their late 40s, and even I was starting to have that in my late 30s, that feeling of like, Dad, this is not what I expected my life to be like, or whatever, and then you feel down and kind of depressed or whatever. But I want to encourage folks to like still wanting to push, still wanting to step outside of the boundaries of those limited dreams and aspirations that you might have had in your youth, and
that people surrounding you in New England, that's who they are. They don't want you to push your boundary anyway. So, and being comfortable being like, no, I'm going to be a loner on this one.
Yeah, be a loner on that one. That's because in many situations you might find yourself being the loner in your thought process. Absolutely. And it's okay, right?
Absolutely.
All right, so anything else about you?
Nope.
Okay. Our final word is activity.
So I'm going to kick this off.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so me and Angie, one of the things I like about our relationship is that we months out. We doing this next month. Okay, we got plans next month. We need to figure it out, right? And we do it affordably. We are starting a new show. We penny pitching, but we crumb pitching. We out here, right? We out here, but we're doing it. Right?
We both have champagne.
And we both have champagne taste, right? So, but we pace ourselves and we find things that are both free, affordable, and sometimes a little pricey. Yeah. But we make sure we do different things and we do them often. So it is fall, ladies. Closets are being switched out. I am a boot girl all year long. Ain't gonna lie to you. And I got some shoes, but I'll wear some peep toe boots and man.
She can open up her own department store with the clothing, the bags, and the shoes. I thought I was a shopper.
You was.
But Lolly can open up not one, but 2 department stores. Yes.
Yeah, it's bad. I've gotten better. I think I've gotten.
But your stuff it's fabulous.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Too bad you and I don't wear the same shoes.
Right. But we both. Okay, listen. Don't pay her no mind. Don't pay her no mind. Because when we go out, she listen. Ooh, I like that. I love it. She has an outstanding, excellent sense of style. We know how to dress what fits us.
Yeah.
But it's fall.
Right.
We switching out. Ladies, what's going on this fall? Yeah. Now, what we're going to be doing is a candlelight event. Right, we're going to candlelight hip hop. This is new for us. We haven't done this before, right? So we want to know, ladies, what's going on in the fall? Like, not just the club scene or the jazz scene or the artists coming to town.
Yeah.
What are the arts that are taking place this fall?
Yeah. And, you know, like, I want to diversify the activities.
You took me to Boston Lights, right?
Yeah.
Stunning.
Yeah. Isn't it fun? It made you feel like a kid.
It made you feel like a kid.
Make you hope and dream.
Yes.
And that's the type of activities that I kind of want. Talking about boundary spanning, I want things that'll push my mind too, you know? So activities that are going to push my mind. I ended up, Lolly didn't come with me, but
big mistake.
But it's okay. No, I think everything sometimes happens for a reason, and I was able to communicate it. But I ended up going to a red carpet opening of a documentary about the sounds of Earth. It was a Grammy artist, Grammy award-winning artist, where she was kind of, and this is something that's very close and dear to me, and I don't really talk about it with many people, but just kind of healing and quantum physics and going within and spiritual connection to all that exists on this earth,
associated with manifestation, right?
Yes. And so this documentary was just, it was some people might think it's very weird and odd or whatever, because they may not be there yet. It was like, what are you talking about? You connected to the sounds and vibrations of the earth and da da da. But that was something that was very affirming. And then it also let me know that there are, there was a medical physician there, a Hollywood director and producer who's worked on many renowned pieces and things like that was there. But to see that you had this collection of different people, of course, you look at me, I may not look crunchy, earthy, or whatever. I can be, because I'm outside talking to the swans in my yard, and the birds, and hugging trees and stuff like that. So, but it was just good to have this group of just different looking type of people that you wouldn't associate with this form of thinking together. So I'm saying I want more activities that, yes, we love to dance. Right. We love the poetry events. We love to go see musicians. But we also want to know, and because the cold, right? I don't like the cold, so
I don't like
the cold is coming. What are some activities that are going on in New England that are different and give you different exposures and things like that? Not pretentious. We don't need no pretentious stuff.
And affordable.
Yes. Yeah, that too. Yeah.
So I mean, we come across some things, ladies. We're going to also mention it on our show next week. We're going to be on the hunt for some very affordable, outside of boundary things to do that we normally would not do. Yeah. And see how it goes. Yeah. And let you know about it.
And we'll let you know. We'll report it. I don't know, maybe Lolly in the end of this, just for maybe a minute or so, show some of the lights piece.
I can.
Show a couple of the things that we did maybe in the past couple of months.
I can. Yeah. So there'll be 2 videos posted. There'll be one that just shows Society in Motion with a number of the different events, plus include the concert that you took me to.
Yeah,
very
nice. Concert was
good.
Yeah.
So I will have 2 videos posted this upcoming week, and those videos, one will be, of course, our podcast show, Single Black Female, and then the other would be the events that Society and Motion attend over the summer and this early fall. And we'll do that on a continuous basis. So once a month, we'll post videos of what we do for the month, and then our weekly scheduled recordings.
All right, sounds good. So we hope that you have enjoyed your time with us. Thank you for your attention. Again, please thumbs up, please subscribe, please download, please just a heart emoji, a thumbs up. Yeah. Any comment is a good, even if you don't like us.
Even if you don't like us, we good with
if that's what you want to say. Yeah. Right? If that's what you want to say, because bad comment is still a good comment.
It is. And we agree to disagree. Right. Okay? We good with that. We ain't censoring people. You know what I mean?
Right. So. Well, thank you and take care.